Hi friends, this is Dr. S.K. Pandey, and today I am here with a very interesting topic, and this topic is associated with the center-state relations in India. We know very well that Indian federalism is one of the most interesting subjects that we students love to study. So today I'll be discussing a case, a very important case, a case that is considered as a landmark in the development of center-state relations. This case set a benchmark in the union-state relationship as long as the imposition of president rule is concerned. Dear friends, we know very well that there are emergency provisions in the Constitution of India. These provisions aim to establish constitutional machineries to function so that the any kind of malpractice could be checked, and the constitution should remain functioning in every circumstances. And for this purpose, Article 356 of President Rule is provisioned in the Constitution of India. But unfortunately, it is also a fact that Article 356 has been misused also. This has been used for political gains. This has been used for political purposes as long as the political history of modern independent India is concerned. According to the Indian Express, since 1950, the president rule has been imposed for 134 times in different states and union territories. Jammu Kashmir and Punjab are the two states which have witnessed the president rule the longest period, respectively 12 years, 9 months and 10 years, 7 months. Besides, Uttar Pradesh is also a state which has witnessed the time and again president rule. And there is a case that I'm going to discuss today. This is SR Bommai Case. This case is very important due to its being associated with the Article 356 between August 13, 1988 to April 21st, 1989. Janata Dal was in power in the state of Karnataka. SR Bommai was the chief minister of the Janata Dal government in Karnataka. The president rule was imposed on April 21st, 1989 by dismissing the Bommai government. The president rule was imposed on the ground that the Janata Dal government had lost required majority due to defections. The ruling party had given the copy of resolution to the governor. Despite that, Governor P. Venkata Subbiah refused to provide Bommai an opportunity to prove his majority on the floor in the assembly. In this very backdrop, a 9-judge bench of the Supreme Court gave its verdict. This was a landmark verdict. This verdict facilitated the end to the arbitrary dismissal of state governments as per the provisions of Article 356. The verdict said that the power of the president to dismiss a state government is not absolute. The verdict said that the president should exercise the power only after his proclamation is approved by both the houses of parliament. The Supreme Court further stated that the president can only suspend the legislative assembly by suspending the provision of constitution relating to the legislative assembly. The apex court also said the dissolution of legislative assembly is not a matter of course. It should be restored to only when it is found necessary for achieving the purposes of the proclamation. In case both houses of parliament disapprove or don't approve the proclamation lapses at the end of the 2 months period. In such a case, the government which was dismissed revives. The legislative assembly, which may have been kept in suspended animation gets reactivated. One of the most important points of this case was that the court made it amply clear that a president proclamation under Article 356 is subject to judicial review. This is how the case puts an end to the arbitrary dismissal of state governments by the union government on the ground of Article 356. Another important aspect of the SR Bommai case was that the floor of the assembly is the only forum where the majority should be tested. This must not be the subjective opinion of the governor. In the Indian political system, the governor has dual role to play. One is that he is the agent of central government, and the other is that he is the constitutional head of the state. The court further said the chief minister of every state who has to discharge his constitutional functions will be in perpetual fear of the acts of proclamation falling on him, because he will not be sure whether he will remain in power or not, and consequently he has to stand up every time from his seat without properly discharging his constitutional obligations and achieving the desired target in the interest of the state. The impact of this case was seen when the Vajpayee government had to reinstate a state government it had dismissed in 1999. The central government had dismissed the Rabri Devi government of Bihar in February 1999. This was reinstated on March 8, 1999, because the union government at that time did not have required support in the upper house of parliament. On the basis of the verdict, the dismissal of the state government was to rectified by the parliament, while in the absence of the required support in the Rajya Sabha, it was absolutely not possible. In this manner, we can say that SR Bommai case was one of the major milestones in the union-state relations. It's very true that Article 356 aims to restore the constitutional machinery in a state. However, this has been used for political purposes as well. When we look into the pages of political history of India, this fact becomes more clear. So this was all about SR Bommai case. Thank you very much for listening to me.